Hello, this is Mr. Plank, Oakmont High School math teacher. This video is to help parents who are looking to monitor their teen or maybe even sit down beside them and kind of help them through the distance learning process. So my lessons for new instruction, they're almost always using either Pear Deck or Edpuzzle. It's become a new favorite of mine, and a lot of my students like Edpuzzle. So what Pear Deck is Google Slides, but it has ability for me to create interactive slides where students can write on the slide, where they can show me all their math work. I can ask a multiple choice question and see their responses. It allows the student to engage with the lesson and allows me to see what they're doing and how they're progressing through the lesson. So I use a lot of Pear Deck. Edpuzzle is where I can make a video like this, and throughout the video, it could be a direct instruction video where the video pauses and I ask either a multiple choice question or I ask a written response question for the student to go through. So I've been doing those for my first instruction, Pear Deck and Edpuzzle. I also use a lot of other tools. Some of the favorites are Khan Academy for practice. I'll use quizzes for practice as an online solution. And I use Edge Elastic, which is traditionally for testing online, but I'll use a lot of Edge Elastic for seeing where students are with material as well. So that's the bread and butter. So each day, the lessons, how do you know what the lesson is and what you're supposed to do? So my lessons are posted each day no later than 9 a.m. That's what I tell students. I'll have there no later than 9 a.m. So it's in Google Classroom. So they go in the Google Classroom. You can ask your son or daughter to pull up Google Classroom. They click on classwork, which is, you'll see it in the upper portion of the screen. It'll be up here, classwork. And then you'll see, here it is, Q4 week 6, 4:27 through 4:30. And so you can see I've already started to post lessons this week. Today is actually Tuesday, and I've already posted. I just posted the Wednesday lesson. So I posted a little early, but it's there. So by 9 a.m. tomorrow morning when they open that up, they can access that. If they want to start early, by all means, once they finish the Tuesday lesson, if they want to start Wednesday, they can. So that's how you'll see all those lessons from day one all the way through the end of this quarter. They're always right here in Google Classroom where you can find them. Now, when you click on one of those days, like here, we want to click on today's lesson, which is day 22. If I click on that, you can see what the actual lesson is. So it says complete Edpuzzle, and then the link is below right here. They click on that link, and that takes them right into the Edpuzzle. And then I ask them to write down their gold notes. I also post the gold notes. Those are Google Slides. They'll see those notes when they're going through the Edpuzzle, or if it's a Pear Deck lesson, as they're going through the Pear Deck lesson as well. But they want the notes separately and they want them written down at a separate time, they can do so. Whatever works for their schedule. All right. The gradebook I tied as closely as I can to Google Classroom. So when you see in here Q4 day 17 lesson, if you don't know what that is, you can click on Google Classroom. It's in there. I usually also put in the description, if you click on that lesson, it tells you the same thing that's in Google Classroom as well. Most days I may forget from time to time. So when you see red or orange on your screen here, that means the assignment's missing. When I grade it the first time, again, they're due 9 a.m. You do an assignment, it's due 9 a.m. the next day. So when I grade it, if they don't have anything yet, I'll usually leave you a note in here. It'll say, as of this date and this time, they didn't have it. And typically, most times, more times than not, I don't grade a lesson until well after the due date, well after it. Occasionally, it's right on the due date, just if it's on my main grading day, it may happen. But most of the times, there's a delay. So, for example, the Monday lesson from this week, I haven't graded. It's Tuesday right now. I'm not grading it today. I may grade it tomorrow, Wednesday, or I may not even grade it till Thursday of this week. So there's usually even a little bit of a lag between when the grading takes place and when it's actually due. I give a little bit of flexibility for students that are doing this distance learning program. But when it's orange or missing, you can usually see in the comments section, I usually put a little note in there. Or if it's incomplete or some kind of issue there, I like this one here. They got a 50 out of 100. There's a little note in there for the student and the parent to see why it was incomplete or why they only got 50 out of 100 on that one. Now, I also have in the gradebook, the way the gradebook is running for Q4 distance learning is 50% of the grade is on effort and 50% of the grade is on accuracy. So a lot of times my accuracy checks are built in, they're always built into the lessons. So you'll see different things like this says accuracy check, polynomials. Well, that was built into one of my lessons, right? Accuracy check, graphing quadratics. That was built into the lesson. Those both were built into the day 20 lesson, which was a Khan Academy activity and practice. So they did on Khan, and I get a report, and it gives me what the accuracy level is. I also, on those Khan, I ask the students, they may take multiple attempts to improve their score. So I usually ask them to get at least 75% or better in order to earn credit for that. So that can be done. So now I graded it. It's missing. There's no magic system to tell me if they make it up later. So what I always put in those comments section is, and I tell students over and over and over again, is you need to email me if you make up an assignment late. If that's what sends me the reminder, I will go into the system, I will look, and then if they got it, I will grade it there and give it to them. Okay, but I would prefer that students send me the email to let me know that they've completed that assignment. What happens is a lot of these days they start to blend together as you're going through the whole process. A lot of times students think they may have done something and they tell mom or dad, oh yeah, I did this, and then mom or dad is telling me, oh, I want to check on this. They said that they did this. So now what I have to do is I have to go into the different systems. I got to look. And I go, okay, mom, dad, no, Johnny didn't do what they told you they're doing. So my preference is the student takes responsibility and sends me an email after they've confirmed that they've completed the assignment. Okay, it's just about respect of time in that situation, because I already went in once and they didn't have it done. So now I'm going to go in again, which I'm more than happy to do. But I ask that they've actually done the assignment so that I can grade it at that point in time versus going on a wild goose chase. So I hope this helps with the process at home. I will say for mathematics, the overall grade now with the distance learning, with the rules of the state of California and what our school board approved, is the grading goes down. You can get down to 50% and you can still get a C in this class. I'm pretty confident to say there'll never be an easier time in the history of mathematics in high school to actually pass a math class than right now with the distance learning program. As long as you're healthy, as long as you have internet access and you're able to work, this is going to be one of the easiest times there is to ever pass a math class. So 50%, if 50% is effort and 50% is accuracy, you can get 80% on your effort points and you get 20% on accuracy, you're still going to pass the class. So it's just a matter of not having a bunch of these yellow or red, orange, I should say, orange holes or red on your system, missing assignments. If the student does all their work, it's going to be extremely difficult to not pass integrated math 2 this quarter. Hope that helps. Have a great day.